Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name's William, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Today I'm going to be doing a short little flight in the Cessna 208B Grand Caravan. We're going to be taking off from Inneritali Airport, hopefully, and we're going to be going to Bugalaga, that's what I'm going to stick with, or Whiskey Alpha Bravo Tango to Whiskey X-Ray 5 Tree in the Cessna 208 Grand Caravan. Like I said, it should be a short little flight. However, this airport that we're going to is quite extreme. The reason I picked the Caravan is because I wanted to look up actual flights into it, and they actually fly Caravans into this airport. You'll kind of understand when you see it, or if you're familiar with what I'm talking about. It's insane. So we'll be going for just a quick little flight there, and hopefully landing it in one piece once we reach the airport. So let's go ahead and get on into the flight. I hope you all enjoy. Alright everyone, we're loaded up on the ground here. We're just going to start working through our checklist, get the airplane good and started up. I already know that one, so we can go ahead and move on. Engine ignition selectors, let's see, normal, let's see, on, or let's see, to norm. I should pay attention to what it says, so that it was actually correct. Engine power level is on. It always trips me up. Idle is not all the way back. Prop to max. Go ahead and tick that item as well. Starting engine. Let's see. Got to get our battery switch on, which is going to be back over on the left-hand side. So the battery's on. Go ahead and get the beacon on as well. Tick that item. Avionics 1 is on now. Fuel boost, not on normal, but on, tick. And now then we can go ahead and go for the starter to on. Let's wait until things actually start happening here. Alright, there's the good bit of it. Want to pull that back. I think it's about 50%. It's low idle. Starter back to off. We'll take that item as well. Fuel boost back to normal, and then we'll get avionics 2 up and on. Now then, before takeoff is just parking brake, strobe, all that good stuff. Yeah, we're familiar with that one enough. We can go ahead and get that clear. Go ahead and bring that all the way up. Double check our trim is in the takeoff range. Alright. So nav lights and taxi lights on. Go ahead and set up our CDI to GPS just so we are good to go on that. And extend the range a little bit. It's not a very far flight. Should only take a few minutes or so, but nevertheless, always fun to go through and set the aircraft up. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our taxi underway. We'll disengage the parking brake and do a right turn here. Could have used the guy for a pushback, but in all honesty, they are so slow. It's kind of ridiculous. This guy in the forklift is trying to pick us up, looks like. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take the runway. I think I'm going to taxi off to the right here, and we'll do a little bit of a U-turn and take off and be on our merry way. Go ahead and get the strobe lights on now, landing lights up. It should be just about 22 miles, probably a little bit over, in all honesty. We're not going to fly necessarily a perfectly straight line, but it should be a nice little short trip. The airport we're going to, if you're not familiar with it, I will link a video in the description here of a landing at this airport, because I didn't believe it. I really did not believe it. It was absolutely insane that they honestly, the fact that they fly a Caravan in there at all is crazy, but Whenever you see it, it's breathtaking, really. Alright, so we are all set up, I believe. Don't think I missed anything, so we're going to go ahead and go full power and take off. So we get everything up. There we go, release the brakes, and let's get on out of here. This airfield we're taking off from makes the one we're going to look like an international strip. It's insane. Alright, so we got 65 knots, gonna rotate 75. Nearest makes no difference. And we are positive rate. Hold runway heading until we're clear of the basically mountain right here. Gotta remember we're at altitude, pretty decent altitude as well, so. Alright, we're clear to the right. Start rolling over that way. Yeah, I mean, we just took off from over 5,000 feet. We'll be landing at about a similar altitude as well. Should be right around, I think, 6,500 feet, if I remember correctly. It makes it even more impressive. Basically 6,500 feet up the side of a mountain is what we're going to be doing. So really beautiful terrain around here. Indonesia, Papua New Guinea is kind of like middle of the island. There's some really gorgeous mountains. It kind of makes sense for a little strip like this as well. I mean, it's a village up on a mountain. Probably the easiest way in and out. Oh man, the pilots that fly into some of these airstrips, my hat is off to you. Alright, so we're going to stay in the climb, and we're going to need some altitude to clear the little bit of mountain range we've got coming up ahead of us. So that is fine. Take a look out over the nose. Absolutely stunning. So we're 20 miles there. We could kind of fly around the mountain range and snake our way in. Kind of go up here and then over and through the range. That might be something if, you know, in real life, if I was worried about the weather or something, I might look into a route along those lines, but we're in flight sim. I really just kind of want to show everyone, or show you guys the airport, and try not to die whenever I land there, personally myself. That's what I'm going for, so do some more kind of realistic flights like that, probably down the line, but. Alright, we're at about 8,000 feet now. And we're just about 2,000 feet over the ground, so quite high terrain here flying through, but we still need to climb a little bit, just to be clear. It's alright though, we're cruising along. We're already doing 160, basically 161 knots, 163 ground is a nice airspeed. We're going to go up to 9,000, I think. And then we'll hold that. I'm going to stay hand flying. It's a nice short flight. I could pop it onto the autopilot, but no need. Such a short little flight here. We're about 6 minutes out, really. You can see the distance here on the top of the G1000 and the time counting down over here. G1000 is a fantastic instrument. It is much more than just a single instrument, but it's a fantastic avionics package. Absolutely great. Whenever I first saw this airport, in all honesty, I was going to fly in the Cub because that's about all I felt comfortable handling at this little airport. but I wanted to look it up and see what an approach actually looked like into this airport. And one of the first things that came up on YouTube was someone flying in a Caravan, and I mean, it just blew me away. So it's this really beautiful scenery. Nice and bumpy over these mountains here. This is basically where the airstrip's going to be too, right on the face of a mountain. We're going to have to use the slope of it and all to kind of get myself stopped. Hopefully don't overshoot. It reminds me a lot of that airport in Nepal for, I think it's at the base camp for Mount Everest. They fly into and out of. I think that one's out at a slightly higher elevation though, even though some of these places where there's actual airstrips are just insane. That's really the only point I'm trying to get out of this. But we are enjoying the Caravan's performance right here. We're doing 186 knots. I had a dyslexic moment there. 186 knots around. I'm just going to skim under this cloud a little bit. I'm going to call this skimming under. We can still see through it. Kind of deviate from our altitude a little bit. Get down so that I feel a little bit better about not going straight through the cloud. I need to start getting a visual as well on where exactly it is that we will be landing. It may be on the other side of the mountain. I don't remember exactly, but I believe we want to land runway 26, which would mean we're probably going to have to overfly it and circle back in, which is perfectly fine. Gives me more of a chance to enjoy this scenery. You just see how some cloud cover could absolutely cut off any kind of supplies or anything into somewhere as remote as this. I don't think you're just hopping on a highway and getting over here. The things that we can take for granted. Anyways, I do believe we are going to have to overfly. Yep, we are 3 miles out, so it means it is on the other side of the mountain here. So I'm going to go ahead and start slowing down. And I think it's runway 26, so we're actually going to go ahead and fly past it to the right-hand side here. I'm kind of on a bit of a downwind, left downwind for the runway. See if we can spot it out the right. I think that's it right there. I believe this is where we are going, basically over here, around that area. So we'll go ahead and just kind of hold over here and fly out. I'm going to give myself a bit of room. I don't want to rush myself getting established or anything like that onto the final. And it looks like all we got to do is make sure that we clear this ridge in front of us. We don't want to go any lower than that. But I can afford to kind of fly out a little bit. Yeah, that is where we're going, definitely for sure. So just kind of hold this and let's start slowing her down a little bit. Go ahead and get a nice lazy turn in. holding about 7,000 feet. I want to go lower than that. I want to have to climb back over that ridge. This turbulence is not going to make it any easier for me. It's okay. Alright, so we're slow enough now I could go ahead and throw some flaps out. Do that as we kind of come out of the bank here. Yeah, there we go. We're rolling out. And we will be on final for the runway here. So let's go ahead and get flaps out. This is insane. Alright, I need to focus here quite a bit. We're going to have to get really slow too. And basically fly it into the side of the mountain. And then flare at the last second, really. I think that's going to be our goal. Let's go ahead and get all the flaps out now. Really want to slow down. Get nice and slow. Going for about 75.
500.
It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Let's flare. Power off. Brakes, brakes, brakes. Now we want to climb this hill with enough momentum to actually get us to the top. Because this is their ramp. Oh, wow. That was awesome. Oh man, I would be stuck to my seat if I did this in real life. Wow. Apparently this is a no-go spot. There's big boulders over here. Taxi a little bit off their ramp, I guess. Nevertheless, could you imagine lining up with this as your view to take off? Oh my god. Yes, I would be stuck to my seat. For sure. Okay, well, that's what I wanted to show you guys. I hope you all enjoyed this flight. I'm going to go ahead and go through shutting the airplane down. Shouldn't be a whole lot to it, other than we'll just cut that to off. Close both of those. Might as well, I guess. That off. Avionics 2 off. Starter's already off. We probably should have turned all of our lights off first, but you know, something about doing it in the proper order, right? We'll get there in the end. Avionics off and battery off. Forgot the pitot heat for a second. Anyways, that was a nice little short flight. A absolutely terrifying airport to fly into. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you kind of got a sense for what it is like landing at this airport. It's absolutely terrifying. I basically just felt like I was flying into the side of a mountain, but really, really cool actually pulling it off. So if you didn't already or haven't, check out the link in the description. See someone actually land here in this same airplane. It's insane. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.